F800R from BMW. It's a 2011 model. It has the 2011 model paint colors. And if we just have a walk around, you can see I've got an aquaphobic exhaust fitted. I bought this aftermarket. You can get it from BMW, but if you buy it actually by yourself, you'll actually find it's a lot cheaper. Just taking a bit of a walk around. You can see the suspension. The suspension is underneath. It's got a single spring, and it actually it's different from a lot of the sports bikes. Instead of being upright, it's more of a very slight angle, like a 30-degree angle up back into the bike. The engine, the 2-cylinder engine. The bike actually, when you get to about 5,500 revs, sounds more like something like a Ducati. It doesn't sound like a sports bike at all. Just having a look around. Asymmetric lights, and I'll start it up for you. Okay, so just start the bike up. This bike in Korea, it actually comes with full options. There are no options in Korea. It comes full options and that's it. So you get the onboard computer. It gives you a lot of different information. It's got the ABS, you've got the hand grips here. So the hand grips come in 2 temperature settings. So you press it once and you get 1 setting. So this is it here. And you press it again and it gets, you've got the 2 dots up here. And that's actually the higher temperature, and then of course you turn it back down. Okay, so I'll start the bike up. So you notice this light up here flashing. At first I didn't know what it was. In Europe it says ABS up there. For some reason in Korea it just has like a little exclamation mark. Basically when you start the bike, the ABS isn't working. Once you get going, the computer detects the speed of the front wheel and the back wheel, and then it actually starts the ABS, I guess. So you've got the top speed. Top speed is about 220 km an hour, and you've got the neutral here. You also get a gear display here in the computer. Up here you've got 4.9. 4.9 is the average fuel consumption for the tank of fuel you're using. Now if you come along here, you've got the information button, which is just here. So if you press the information button here, it can change the information you're getting. So here it tells you the average amount of fuel that you're using as you're driving. So this is per 100 Ks. And as I'm not moving, it's at 0 right now. If I press the information again, ambient temperature, so 25.5 degrees, perfect weather for riding, even though it's overcast. 55k, so this is my average speed for the tank of fuel that I've used, so average speed. This is actually a little bit high because I've been riding outside the city quite a bit, but once I'm in the city this will come down a bit. The next one is the fuel using, so this is 4.9 litres per 100 Ks. Okay. So that's all the information you got on the computer. The computer can also show your tyre pressure, so if you've got the tyre pressure sensors it can show the tyre pressures. Also it runs a self-diagnostic, so if you've got problems with the ABS and anything like that, it shows up in here. So there's a whole stack of warning lights down the side here. And it also gives you a readout as well. So that's the front dial display. I'll just... You can actually feel the bike, even though it's in neutral, you can feel the bike kind of almost wanting to come forward off the stand there when I rev it up a bit. This is an aquaphobic exhaust. Now if you're looking to buy an aquaphobic exhaust, I love aquaphobic. I've always put them on my bikes. A lot of people listen to them on YouTube when the bikes are idling and they think, oh yeah, it sounds okay, whatever. But the thing to take into account is that it sounds very different when you're actually going along. Something worth mentioning on the new F800R is the Brembo brakes. Now Brembo brakes are pretty common for most decent bikes these days. They can see down here on the other side, they've actually got this down here. This is actually for calculating the ABS. So when you're riding along, the bike or the computer on the bike actually determines what speed the front wheel is doing, what speed the back wheel is doing, and then it will adjust the ABS, I guess you'd say. If you're doing stuff like wheelies or stoppies and stuff like that, you can actually confuse the computer and actually will turn off the ABS. So that's something to keep in mind. Also when you first get going, something to remember is the ABS is not actually active until you've been going it for a little while. When I say a little while, I'm talking about 5 to 6 meters. So you move about 5 to 6 meters forward, and then the ABS will actually start. Something else to mention about this bike is the damper. So this is the damper under here. A lot of bikes actually go up on the top, but things like the R1, it actually goes underneath, and this bike also goes underneath. So in Korea this is standard, the damper. In the States, I don't think they actually have this bike in the States, but in Europe, I'm not sure if this is standard or not. Something else here, we've got the adjustment for the back suspension. So the rear suspension you can adjust here, and the electronics under here. You can actually get a socket as well, so if you're running something like a GPS, you can actually put a power unit here, like a socket, and you can actually plug in your GPS, but I don't actually have one on this bike, but that is another option as well. Okay, so just do a final walk around. But you can see the design is quite different from most other bikes. It's definitely a naked style, but it's very unique and individual. You can tell the lights and things that, like the LED blinkers these days. So the blinkers or flashes, I guess what you want to call them in the States, are actually LED now, and that's the bike there. So the other good feature is the fuel tank. You can see the fuel tank here at the back. The fuel tank here on most BMWs is under the seat. The reason for that is so that you can put stuff like tank bags on the tank here. And you can also get a lot of other different kinds of cases and stuff to put on the sides. I haven't done that because I think they look pretty ugly, even though they are very convenient. So that's the new F800R. I hope you like it.